What is going on, y'all? Man, I just literally walked in the door, hit the button, and here we are. And we're gonna talk to some folks, man, about what exactly went on today. I will tell you, man. There's been a nationwide just cold front, just nastiness going through, and man, it was tough, man. It was absolutely tough. I know we're tired of hearing that, man, but it's the truth, man. I don't think I've ever seen. Um, a nationwide just struggle to catch fish, man. I was looking at some of these numbers. Although Louisiana, I will tell you, is on fire. That's about it. But anyway, we're gonna figure it out. Let's go ahead and look at the leaderboard. I went ahead and said some invites as well, and we're gonna take a look and see what happened here today. Day two of the bracket, and pretty interesting. Pretty interesting day for sure. And just like day one, some of these things came down to one or two fish, and man, it was tight. So let's go ahead and get to the leaderboard, shall we? All right, here we go. This is the tournament. Brian Thomason versus James Quinn, and Brian fished yesterday. James fished today. And Brian goes unopposed at 74.25 inches. Brian moves on to next week. Congratulations, Brian Thomason out of Florida. Takes the dub. And anyway, it was awesome. It was good for him, man. And man, 74.25 takes the win. And Caleb Helbig, look at this, man. 81-78. 81-78. Again, this is Texas versus Florida, y'all. These are the kind of scores, man, just it makes you shake your head. This is kind of like a pitcher's duel. But yeah, 81-78. Caleb does defeat Danny Gann. Both guys caught limits, but man, look how, again, it's just a tough day. We'll get some of these guys on here. Just want to go through this leaderboard and just talk to them and what's going on. And man, and let's see here. James Ridnour, 86.25 to Jerry T's 48.75. Man, James is, I'm telling you what, he's on fire. Just absolutely is on fish, and he's on to the next round as well. He beats the KBBT veteran, Jerry T. Sherman Bishop takes out Matt Vaught, and Sherman put on a good show today, 94.75. Matt Vaught is at 61 inches. Matt falls short. That is a Florida Copperhead win. If you're taking notes, Florida Copperheads does take the dub over the Southern Slayers on that matchup. So that's going to be talked about, I'm sure, in the chat. Pretty much. And so another Florida Copperhead, your favorite, your number one in your heart, the star, Conrad Benetti, takes the W at 90.75, takes out Keith Lamberth at 18 inches. A day struggled there. I think he was in Alabama, if I'm not mistaken, but 90.75 to 18. And then we're going to talk about this matchup. We're going to get Daniel Glenny on. Talk about this matchup, guys. There's a story behind this. Daniel Glenny, 78 inches to 74. Again, a Texas-Florida matchup, and Texas takes the win, 78-74. And I cannot wait to talk about this one. This was a redemption win for Daniel Glenny. Steve Quillen, 98.25. That breaks the weekend. I think that was the top of the weekend for sure. What a great bag. Steve Quillen moves on, beats Robert Richards at 78.75. What a bag. Steve and James are on a roll there. And Dwayne Dwyer, 89.5 to my piddly 50.25. Dwayne takes the victory. Congratulations, Dwayne. Does a great job and catches them. And I'll tell you my story a little later, but I do want to get the guys who won on. And let's talk about first. I do want to get to, let's talk about Brian Thomason first. Brian, what's going on, buddy?
Greg, what's going on, bud?
Oh, I'm freezing my butt off, man. How about you, dude?
I thought about you this morning when woke up here and was walking the pups and looked at the temperature. I said, oh, man. 20s, huh?
22 degrees at launch, man. Everything I had froze. So anyway, but more importantly, man, you take the dub. I actually fished with James Quinn today, man. I fished. He was right there with me the entire time. And man, we didn't get on fish until literally probably around 1 o'clock is the last time I think we started catching a little bit of fish. But man, I'll tell you what, man, it was tough on his part. He put in some miles like we did, and we just couldn't get on him, man. There's tons of bait everywhere. I'll speak on behalf of James, man. He put in the work today. Just did not happen. Tough.
Yeah,
he did catch one at 4:31 today. Caught one at 4:31. It was his first fish.
It had to be a brutal day, man. I can't imagine.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I think we were searching for anything that was close to 50-degree water temperature. So it was tough, man. Very, very tough. But hey, got to do what you got to do, man. But dude, you're moving on, man.
Looking forward to it. Like I said yesterday, I'm excited to be, for the bracket to kick back up again and see everybody again and keep that momentum from, October going and take on Jigmaster next week.
That's going to be, it's going to be fun to watch because here's the deal. Jigmaster is on Lake Murray. Okay. He's going to be fishing with all of us on Lake Murray. And I'll tell you this, Jigmaster's pretty good at Lake Murray, man. So you better bring your A game, man.
Hey, I put that grind in every time. It's every cast counts, every second counts, and it's going to be fun. I look forward to it as always.
Yeah, man. I mean, did you sweat it out a little bit, man? I know you only put 74 on the board yesterday. You had to have sweated out a little bit today.
Oh, I absolutely did, especially after the day that the goat had, and just the grind we went through yesterday. And I just didn't see anything coming up on the board, and I was definitely sweating it out. It not good enough to beat most of these guys, and best I could do yesterday with the conditions and stuff. But I got to step it up. I know that.
Well, anytime Matt Kasperek puts up back-to-back 70 inches on the board, man, you know the bite's off down there, man. Yeah. It's just no question, man. It's just it's tough, man. But again, I mean, we're feeling it too, man. I just can't wait. We get some warmer weather on, and these fish start acting normal, man. So
yep, I hear you, dude. Yeah, I can't imagine that cold weather. I mean, you know what it was down here, and we're griping about it.
Yeah, I hear you, man. And I promise you I didn't bring that cold weather down because it was mid-70s, 80s, when I was there, man, and then it turned cold. So, yeah, man. Well, listen, congratulations. You're moving on the next week, man. Let's get it done. Let's see what
Thanks,
happens.
Buddy. Appreciate it. Looking forward to it.
Take care, man. All right, buddy. Take care, man. Bye. All right. I want to get Mr. Daniel Glennie on. Daniel, what's going on, man?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. We can't see you too well, but we can hear you, man. You're on mute. Are you there? Hello, Daniel.
Here you go.
There we go. We can hear you, man. He might have to come back on and come back. Log out and come back on, Daniel, if you can hear me, okay? All right, let's see if we can get Caleb Hellbig. Caleb, what's up, man? Mr. Caleb Hellbig, can you hear me? Oh, these guys are just killing me here. All right, let's see here. Sorry, guys. We're trying to good old technology. All right. Sherman, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, man. It's not me. Good. Excellent. What's going on, dude? Great bag, man. Great
Not much,
job,
man.
Dude.
Thanks.
Hey, I want to publicly just congratulate you on your KAF tournament, man. 103 inches and you finished second, dude. Come on now.
Hey, thanks for rubbing that in one more time.
My goodness, dude. Well, congratulations on your win, man. You saw the kind of bags that were going on yesterday, man. Were you a little bit concerned going into today?
I did. I was a little concerned going into today. Actually, yesterday, Danny was on the lake that I was going to fish.
Yeah.
So watching him struggle throughout the day kind of worried me a little bit. So I actually came up with a different game plan, and I went to a different lake yesterday afternoon just to see if there was fish where I thought they would be, and they were there. So I knew my game plan going into today was at least get a limit, because it seemed like yesterday, if you had a limit, as bad as everybody was struggling, that was a big factor in people winning. So
Yeah,
my
man. I mean, for sure.
My goal this morning was just to try to get out early with a good limit, maybe to throw Matt off a little bit if you seen me throw 5 up in the first couple hours, and I knew I had a lake that could do it. They would probably be small. I was probably looking at 70 inches, but I think the mental aspect was worth more to me. So I went that route. I went in the morning, and the bite was there. I put up my 5, and then I switched to lakes. I knew the big ones were that I fished the KAF events on, and I knew from there I had the rest of the day just to try to upgrade. So
yeah,
that was my game plan going into it. It worked out.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think I looked at the leaderboard when maybe around 10:30, something like that. I can't remember. My hands were freezing, so I couldn't recall. I was half a popsicle, but I saw that you were out to a pretty big lead and a pretty early limit, man, and I was jealous. I was real jealous. I mean, but I was like, man, okay, I wish I was in Florida right now. But I mean, I honestly, I was actually kind of surprised, Sherman, because I thought everybody was going to be out to a slow start, man. Again, I don't know what it is, man. It's just this time of year, but I mean, the fish just, I don't know, man. I can't explain it, man, but you seem to figure out the puzzle, and a couple other guys figured out the puzzle. But I mean, it looks like Florida as a whole, though, Sherman, dude, it's been a challenge, man.
It looks, on the board, it looks like it's really being a challenge, but like you said, last weekend going into the KAF event, I was confident going in. I knew I had a set pattern that I was following, and all the fish were right where they were supposed to be at, but it looked like the rest of the field struggled. And then this week, I knew, it being a week later, we haven't had any fronts or anything really to change anything dramatically. So I knew that the fish were going to stage where they were today. So they were right where I expected them to be today. I mean, I don't understand. I guess I just have a pattern different.
Yeah, I mean, well, you figured it out, man. And there's no doubt, dude. I mean, again, you kind of figured, what was going on. Now you're gonna be taking on the winner of this. Is going to be a Sunday matchup for you, man, because Conrad Benetti and Bryce Carter are going to be fishing on Saturday, and then Conrad is going to have to either go back to back, or Bryce is going to have to go back to back, man. So I'm very interested to see who comes out on top. It's going to either be Conrad or Bryce, and I mean, I'm sure I know who you're rooting for because I know who you want to face, right?
Oh yeah, let's make it 3-0 against Conrad.
You are his kryptonite, no doubt, man, for sure.
I'm the one that has no fear in going with the barbarian.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Oh man, that's hilarious. But yeah, he's gonna have some trauma if he sees your name on that, or if he decides to win. I mean, it's just be fun. But it's cool, man. Well, dude, thanks for popping on, man. We're gonna get some of these other guys, man. And thanks for coming on, dude. And congratulations on your win, man.
Thanks, Greg.
See you next week.
Good night.
All right, buddy. Take care, man.
Bye.
See ya. All right, here we go. I want to get Daniel. Daniel, can you hear me, buddy?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. I want to get Caleb on. Caleb, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
All right, we got the 2 Texas guys on. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Guys, congratulations on your win, man. Some squeakers, man. Some squeakers.
It was tough.
Yeah, it was a grind.
Yeah. Were you guys fishing the same lake?
Yeah.
Yes, we were.
Wow. Wow.
I don't want to ruin the spot, but I think there was 3 of us total out there.
Oh, Rob Richards too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So, I mean, it seems like it all produced the same. But Daniel, I want to start with you, buddy. I heard about this. I stayed out of it. I stayed out of it the best I could because I was fishing and I didn't want to be a part of this. I have a kind of a rule with that. But Daniel, let's talk about what happened today, man, and let everybody know this was a struggle, and you overcame some adversity, man. Oh, I just lost him.
Yeah, he's got a long drive back. The signal's
all right.
Pretty spotty.
All right. Well, Caleb, let's go ahead and start with you, man, with your with your day, man. Again, it looks like you guys all kind of just put up the kind of same numbers, man. What was going on?
I honestly, it was kind of overcast all day long, and of course, we're fishing a power plant lake, and typically on days like that, where especially right now, the water's a lot cooler than normal, and the fish are just spread out everywhere. There's bait spread everywhere. But they were catching some shallow. I found a few out deeper, but they just were not wanting to bite. And I that's what I texted Danny Gann, that those 5 fish I posted are the only 5 fish I caught today. And
Wow.
I think some of these other guys had some better luck, but there still wasn't the size that normally that lake produces out there, and it just was not on today.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I mean, you've been fishing a while, man. Explain what's going on, man. I mean, it's hard to explain.
Yeah, and like I said, it's kind of weird because I mean, a lot of the lakes in Texas right now are starting to do really well, kind of starting to go into that pre-spawn, pretty much spawn patterns. But I know it's just kind of with these fronts rolling through one after the other. Sometimes it's really good fishing, sometimes it's really bad fishing. And I think at least today was one of those really bad days.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to a buddy of mine. I was talking to Jeremy Baker, and I said, "Look, man, this time last year, I mean, you guys were breaking records, at Texas as a whole. I mean, the big lunker program was going on, and these guys were catching 15, 16 pounders. You guys had a big cold snap. This year's different, man. I mean, it's just, it's you're not seeing that this year.
Yeah, and it is happening. Lakes like Fork and of course Ivy, but there's some lakes that are starting to kind of in that pre-spawn to spawn range that are producing some giant fish. But like I said, some days you'll have really good days, and I mean even like the Fork Bassmaster event a few weeks ago. I mean there wasn't a whole lot of fish caught, but the guys that caught them caught some giant fish. So it's just kind of in a weird spell right now.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. Daniel, can you hear me, bud?
Yes, sir.
Okay, man. Like I was saying, man, your story's pretty interesting, man. Today was a day of overcoming adversity, and I tried to stay out of it the best I could, man, because I was fishing, didn't want to get involved. But let's go
Yeah.
ahead and tell everybody what happened, man. And man, you did come back and score this
Yeah.
victory, but buddy,
So
it was not without drama.
yeah. Well, let's just say mental mistakes. I had 2 fish DQ'd right away. My first 2 fish this morning DQ'd, and no one to blame but me, because the judges, the tournament directors couldn't read the identifier. The identifier was real blurry, and I should have caught that before I submitted the picture, and I didn't. And so yeah, I had just happened to be my largest fish of the day, 19-inch fish.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a hit in the gut, but no one to blame but myself. So I just had to kind of put my head down and I knew I had to grind it out. And luckily that was caught early, and I made some changes, got the identifier to where it was readable, and then I just grinded it out the rest of the day until I got my fish on the board.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, dude, as I said, I'm impressed because, again, usually, I will tell you this, man, usually you make those mistakes against a caliber angler like Matt Kasparek, man. It just doesn't end too well. But
Yeah.
you know what? You kept on grinding, man. Again, limits are king, right? Limits are king, and you guys did an awesome job keeping your head down, and good for you, man. You pulled out the victory, man. I mean, that's awesome, dude. Absolutely awesome. Congratulations, dude. I mean, that's got to feel pretty good after the day you started with, man.
Yeah, it feels really good, and to be able to compete against somebody like Matt, he's well regarded. You hear a lot of good things about him and stuff, and you knew after the day he had yesterday he wasn't going to have the same day going into today. So I knew I had to get in there and really grind, and just do what I can to get the 5 fish on the board, and then try to, cull as many of the fish as I could, and
Yeah.
get that score as high as I can.
Right. I've had an opportunity to see both you guys, man, really step up your games, man. I mean, Caleb, you've in the last year and a half, man, I would say you're probably the most improved angler I've ever seen. I mean, no joke. I mean, I remember you kind of just first starting KBBT, and then you putting your feet wet into some locals, and then your nationals, man. And people are trying to encourage you to fish nationals, and you've done an amazing job, man. And here as of late, and seeing you grow, Daniel, I'm seeing that for you too, man. I was telling Blake, how impressed I was. I think it was, I can't remember if it was Fork or what event you went to. Maybe it was Welsh or something like that, to where you had like a top 10 finish. And I noticed your name up on the leaderboards, man. I mean, this kind of format, is a great way to practice your craft, man. And I learned something like myself today that, I was trying to find fish. And usually, I found this area where we were in this area, and it was kind of an area that you really just kind of fish shallow and bank beat and try to find, points and stuff like that. And just something kind of told me, stay offshore, trying to find little deeper spots, and, kind of wintering holes, and see if you can use your electronics and stuff like that. And I found 3 fish on my graph, and I was like, I was telling Robert Brown, I was on the phone with him. I said, man, I see 3 fish on my graph. I never say that at all. It was on the side scan. And sure enough, I caught 3 fish and 10 casts. And even though I didn't win today, it's kind of like, man, I can learn from these experiences, man. I could use that as a learning curve. You guys have done that already. Like me, I'm still trying to do that, but you guys have done that. And I think fishing this format in a tournament style like this, man, I think it just gets you prepared for bigger and better things.
Definitely agree.
No, I agree. And I think like the biggest improvement you can make as an angler is just putting time on the water, and having the ability to fish a full day with this. You have a lot of room to learn from mistakes and be able to adjust. And I mean, you got some room for some forgiveness, and you got some room to kind of see what maybe you should have done better. But time on the water is the best thing you can do. And this allows you to have a lot of that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to get on the guy who actually led all weekend, Mr. Steve Quillen. What's going on, man? Yeah, exactly. I'm going to get on the guy who actually led all Steve, can you hear me? Mr. Steve Quillen, what's going on, man?
How's it? Oh, here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to get on the guy who actually all right. He's got an echo.
How's it going?
Can you hear me? Yeah, man, we're here, man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Great weekend for you, man. What is going on in Louisiana?
Well, I mean, I was fishing Toledo Bend, so I was fishing the Texas side. I think that's the best side, but
okay.
I think Caleb hit it on the head when he talked about this time of year. It's, one day it's hot and the next day it's not. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, yet everything I found yesterday did not play today at all. And it was, I didn't have a fish until 10 o'clock.
Wow.
And
well,
then,
Steve, let me ask you a question. Like, we have a lot of guys that, did fish yesterday, and this is just also from a tournament standpoint, right? Like these back-to-back 2-dayers. How long do you take before you kind of like just throw out the kitchen sink, say, you know what, whatever I did yesterday is not going to work, and I need to find something new and do something else? I mean, how long did it take you to kind of figure that out and just junk fish from there or whatever,
Well, so for the first hour and a half, I just went around trying new things. I wanted the wind to kind of kick up because I had a chatterbait bite over a grass flat that had been working. So once that happened, I'd swing out and hit a grass flat. Then I'd move a quarter mile the other way and pick up a fish here or there. And I just fish the conditions and let the pattern reveal itself to me is all I really ended up doing.
Gotcha.
And I really just got lucky today. Just
98 inches is pretty going good for luck, man.
Yeah, I mean, I just was able to like read the conditions, and like the pattern revealed itself to me at the right time. I mean, honestly, I stopped fishing at 2 o'clock today because I was like, well, if Rob can beat that, then he deserves it because
Yeah.
one, we're on fishing. It's horrible for reception and trying to upload photos. So I was trying to get out there so I get that done as soon enough. And this is also like the second weekend. So we had the Hobie last weekend, and then 2 days of fishing this weekend. So I'm a little beat myself.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Well, man, you're moving on as well, man. And let's see, I've got the standings here, or the actual bracket. Let me see if I can show the bracket, y'all. Let's see how this goes. Let me see here. Show this bracket as it stands. Okay, here we go. Here's the bracket. Steve, you faced Dwayne Dwyer, man, out of Florida. This is going to be actually a fun matchup for you, man. I'm very interested to see what happens. Dwayne has caught, both days, at least a great kicker fish, man. He had a 22 today. He had 21 3/4 yesterday. But if he can just hold that pattern out and capitalize on that, man, it's going to be a very, very cool matchup to see you guys go at it. Caleb, man, you face James Ridnour. That's Steve's friend, man. That's going to be a blast to see you go against James, man. It's Texas versus Louisiana.
Yeah,
you say
James,
bring it, right?
The red fishing fool. So, but he can also hold his own when it comes to bass.
Yeah, yeah, it's going to be fun. And then Sherman's going to face the winner of Conrad and Bryce. And Daniel, you're going to face the winner of Brian Thomason and Robert Brown, man. So you're going to be fishing on Sunday next week.
That'll work.
Yeah, man, you get a day off. You know what I mean?
No, I get to go to my daughter's volleyball tournament on Saturday, so that works for me.
Absolutely. There you go, man. Absolutely. Well, cool. And then Steve, on Saturday, you're fishing against Dwayne. So, and then Caleb, you're fishing Saturday as well against James. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch, man. Great little matchup.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Hoping the weather plays nice.
Yeah, for sure. I've got a tournament on Lake Murray. Let's see. Oh, Steve, I've got your opponent here, man. Let's talk about it. Dwayne, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's going on? Congratulations on your victory today, brother. I try to give you all I got, man.
Yeah, it was fun.
I was hoping that you would have the type of day you had yesterday, but that just didn't happen, man.
No.
Yeah. I will have to tell you, man, I caught 3 and I had 3. I mean, I missed 3, and the last fish I had on I missed was a giant. Let me just say that, dude. It was a giant, and I was sick to death I lost that, man. I couldn't believe it. I lost 2 of them in the last half hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, it was just that kind of day, man. But hey, it is what it is. Didn't capitalize. That's my fault, man.
And what were you throwing?
What wasn't I throwing? I mean, honestly, the thing is, so I found this this kind of little wintering hole, and what was the thing? They wouldn't touch anything else but a chatterbait, man. It was a chatterbait, and I just yo-yoed it in a hole, and they were smashing it.
That's pretty good. I got all mine punching.
Really? Yeah. There was no grass anywhere to be found, man. This was just it was a hole in the river, man. It was like a pond on the back cut of a river, and it just looked too good. It was like a big flat. So anyway, that's all I can do, man. It was tough. It was tough, man. But Dwayne, you go against Quillen, man. I hope you have your aim. Are you going to be at Murray?
Oh no. I don't think we decided to not go to Murray.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question. Do you have 98 inches in the bag next week? You're going to need every bit of it.
I don't know. It all depends on how the weather's going to be, and just I don't know. Just go out and go fishing. Have some fun.
Yeah.
Catching 22. Not going to need to worry about the 98.
Yeah. So Dwayne, what you said you caught your 22 and punching?
Yeah, punching.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I threw in there, and I guess I don't know, a little bit of fry that was in there too, and it just kind of moved around, and then something kind of smaller jetted out, and then the whole bush just moved, and I was like, oh. And I set the hook. Oh. It was just awesome. I love getting them punched. It's a blast punching.
So are all you guys, I mean, you guys are in the South. I mean, are you guys is it still pre-spawn bite or spawn bite or post-spawn bite for you guys?
A little of everything.
Yeah.
A little bit of pre, a little bit of post, and they're moving up the spawn today. So they were
Yeah.
in pairs.
Caleb and I was talking about that at Fayette because we were seeing fish, like I was seeing fish on a roadbed that looked like they were spawning. That 19-inch fish that I caught, there was a buck bass with that 19-inch in shallow water. So it like you said, it looks like there's a little bit of pre-spawn, spawn, and there may be already some post-spawn going on, especially at Fayette, just because it is a power plant lake and it's typically warmer. Those, it almost felt like some of the bass had already maybe spawned and moved out.
Wow. I heard Blake was telling me that your weather this weekend or tomorrow is going to be like 84 degrees, and then it's going to turn like 27 and snowing by the end of the week. I mean, that's
welcome to Texas.
That's insane. Oh, well, anyway. Oh my gosh, guys. Incredible. Well, guys, we want to just congratulate you guys for winning, man. Great job. Looking forward to seeing what happens next week, man. It's gonna be fun to watch for sure. And guys had a great weekend, and you made it through a tough part of the bracket, but it only gets tougher from here, man. So we'll see what happens, man. But this is why we do it. It's a heck of a lot of fun, man. Appreciate you guys fishing with us.
Oh yeah, that was a blast.
Yeah, it's to say, man. Dwayne, I was going to call you when I was on the water, and I just wanted to cry, but I was like, "There's no crying in fishing." So, I wanted to grind it out, man.
It's so funny. I fished all weekend, and I didn't catch but one fish on the chatterbait, and I love throwing the chatterbait. I
found 51 to 52 degree water temperatures, and I was like, I'm throwing this thing. I'm just gonna chuck and wind this, man. They've got to hit this thing in that kind of temperature, man. It sure did.
Well, see, 80% of my bites were chatterbait.
Yeah. Yep. So, but those fish were white as snow, man. I mean, they were cold fish, man. So, but anyway, all right. Well, boys, we're gonna get off of here, man. Y'all have a great night, great rest of the weekend. Y'all stay safe, and we'll see you guys Saturday. Some of you
have a good one.
All right, guys, take care. All right, that's it, guys, for the weekend. I'll post the updated bracket, y'all. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Great weekend of fishing, tough weekend of fishing. If you guys like grinders, that's exactly what happened this weekend, man. A bunch of grinder fishing, man. So we'll continue it next week, y'all, from Lake Murray. Myself and a couple other guys will be down there, man, fishing. Supposedly a great lake, man. Never fished it before. We'll see what happens. So, all right, guys, y'all have a good one. Peace out. Take care.